Now, with a simple example, let us understand how competition and pure survival go hand in hand. Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up. It knows it must outrun the fastest lion or it will be killed. But every morning in Africa, a lion also wakes up, knowing it must run faster than the slowest gazelle or it will starve. It doesn't matter whether you are the lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, you would better be running. So remember that even if we are the industry leader, we need to constantly reinvent in the journey through continuous improvement. Today, it is not only a question of competition, but also pure survival. Now let us go through a true story. Please proceed with your reading. From the story, we can deduce the following. Never ever ignore a customer's feedback. Customer is investing his valuable time in providing the feedback so that the product or service quality experience can be enhanced. The feedback and articulation may seem crazy, irrelevant, non-technical, and difficult to relate and understand. As product or service providers, we must translate the voice of the customer into a business or process metric which is specific and measurable. Customer is always the king, as the old saying goes. Even crazy looking problems are sometimes real, and all problems seem to be simple only when we find a solution with cool thinking. Remember, what really matters is your attitude and your perception. Who are our customers? Do you really know? All too often, businesses and employees limit their definitions of a customer to someone who is outside of the company. Look up the word customer in your dictionary. The first definition of customer is a person who buys, but the second definition is a person with whom one has dealings. In fact, everyone who works for a company has customers regardless of whether they work with external paying customers or internal co-workers. External customers are the people you deal with either face-to-face or over the phone. They are the ones who buy products or services from you. Customers in the traditional sense of the word. Without them, you would have no sales, no business, and no money. If your definition of a customer stops here, however, you are seeing only half the picture. Internal customers are the other half of the picture. They are the people who work inside your company and rely on you for services, products, and information they need to do their jobs. They are not traditional customers, yet they need the same tender, loving care that you give to external customers. Remember one thing, by expanding your definition of a customer to include co-workers, you take a vital step towards providing excellent service. Take the example of a manufacturing setup. Now, let us understand in detail who a customer in this context is. As discussed earlier, we now know that a customer can be internal within the organization or external outside the organization. In this context, an internal customer can be the production, HR, R&D, purchase, quality, sales and marketing, security, finance, etc. In this context, an external customer can be the actual customer, that is, the end user, the vendors, the subcontractors, the dealers and distributors, the auditors and regulators, or the government agencies. This mix bridges the difference and similarities in the customer or client needs. The goal has to be, however, the strategy of 6 C's, viz. Completeness, client, cost, capacity, control, and collaboration. Six Sigma methodology can complement every organization's efforts to improve and sustain the following business metrics. Number 1, improve cost-income ratio. Number 2, scalability and capacity to absorb the volume growth by improving efficiency. Number 3, cost and risk avoidance. And number 4, improve revenue generation.